Hi everyone. Our team will be presenting different pathfinding algorithms. We are a team of four. Archie is a robotic and autonomous systems master student. Atil is a developer and also an instructor. I'm a data engineer. James is a web and application developer. Our team will be comparing pathfinding algorithms. These algorithms are useful for autonomous vehicles to find the shortest distance from the current location to a destination. We limit our problem space to a 2D static environment where the robot can move to any of the neighboring tiles. The cost is calculated using Euclidean distance. That means lateral movement is 1 and diagonal movement is root 2. This is also used by Xiaomi vacuum cleaner, where it tries to segment the floor map into multiple tiles in a 2D map, and then it will use pathfinding algorithms to find the shortest path from the power source to the tile that has not been cleaned. Before I go through the list of algorithms, I'll first explain the key costs. Fn is the total cost of a node that will be considered in the algorithm. Gn is the cost from start to node n. Hn is the approximate cost from node n to a destination. For our first algorithm, best first search will minimize Fn equals to Hn. So what it means is that it will select the node which is the closest to the destination. A star, on the other hand, will minimize Fn equals to Gn plus Hn. Note that Gn plus Hn is sort of the total cost from start to the destination. So A star will select the node that will minimize shortest path from start to destination. Weighted A star is another variation of A star, which minimizes Fn equals to Gn plus weighting factor times Hn, where usually the weighting factor is greater than 1. The idea here is to give more importance to the approximate cost from the neighboring node to the destination. Another variation of A star is A star with beam search. It tries to explore the graph by expanding the most promising node in limited choices. And the last algorithm that we explore is rapidly exploring random tree. It first set the root at a start node and slowly growing it, and it will be biased to grow towards the large unsearched area. As you can see the figure below, it will start growing into the empty area.
Hi, Atil here. So in order to finish our final project, of course, we have studied the earlier studies in the field, and we have found out that comparison of pathfinding algorithms is very much related to many topics in the industry, such as robotics, game development, artificial intelligence. So there are many studies out there. We have listed the most interesting and most relevant studies in here. Of course, we will submit them in the final project, but we have crafted our own code. We have decided of our own metrics to compare them, but we have found out that they're using number of nodes visited, length, and execution time most of the time for comparing the algorithms, and they are using some visualized maps in order to show how algorithms actually find their way throughout these maps. And we have used this kind of visualizations, and of course we came up with that kind of measurement as well. James will be talking about them next.
At a high level, the methodology of our experiment consisted of using 5 different algorithms to search the same 12 graphs, each ranging in size and obstacle density. The sizes ranged from 10 by 10 to 125 by 125. And the p-value you see here, which is the obstacle density, is the probability that any individual cell in the graph is an obstacle. In order to control for individual algorithm search performance, which is what our experiment consisted of, we needed to ensure that everything else remained the same. In other words, we needed to ensure that each individual algorithm could search the same 12 graphs that the other algorithms were searching so that we could fairly compare them. To do this, we first implemented a shared graph class. And then as we implemented our algorithms, we made sure that they each implemented search methods that would be compatible with the shared graph class. That way we could use a shared set of metrics and means of evaluating performance. Additionally, we implemented some visual aids to help us analyze the algorithm performance. Pictured here, you can see yellow cells representing cells that the algorithm visited while it was searching the graph. On the right, A star found the optimal path with a length of 39, but it visited 530 nodes in the process.
Thank you, James, for the wonderful explanation. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the team for their effort to achieve the desired outcome from this project. As a team, we were able to navigate through various 2D grid worlds using the A-star, best first search, weighted A-star, beam search, and rapidly exploring random tree algorithm. A point to note for the RRT algorithm is that path length and nodes visited are not directly comparable. This was because of the fact that the grid world was scaled into a pixelated surface with each node being 20 into 20 pixels. We did not scale it into 1 into 1 pixel as RRT would fail for small maps, as I will show for a map of 10 into 10 grids. Over here, you can see upon running the algorithm, we just get the message, no, path not found, path not found, path not found, path not found. Keeping this in mind, the results show that in terms of cost, path length, and nodes visited, weighted A-star is the most efficient. In smaller maps, we can see that A-star, BFS, weighted A-star, beam search give similar results. In bigger maps, the difference is noted. In terms of memory, RRT is better than the other algorithms. And this is because of the fact that RRT does not need to store the node edge list and the adjacency list for each node. Moving on, some of the observations during this project that we had are that for big maps with a lot of obstacles or a higher obstacle density, such as the 100 into 100 map with an obstacle density of 40%, our algorithms took hours to run. With lower obstacle densities, we were able to reach paths sooner. As mentioned, weighted A-star seems to find the most efficient path in these 5 algorithms. We also noticed that the RRT is a very random algorithm. This is evident with the results of 50 runs on the 50 into 50 map with the obstacle density of 20%. Over here, you can see that we have a path length of nodes visited of 2085 nodes to 185 nodes as well. Path length seems to vary from 9885 to 150. Some of the future improvements that we have in mind are to include more algorithms such as Dijkstra's algorithm, explore which algorithms might produce faster results in maps with higher obstacle density, try to understand and implement the variations of RRT like RRT star, which produces optimized paths, and PRRT star and the more recent PQRRT star algorithms. We also want to try and simulate and guide a robot along the path, which we generate with the algorithms and cross.